Happy Friday. It's 5:15 in New York. Let's get you caught up on what's happening now. Former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn asking for immunity from the FBI and Congressional Intelligence Committees. In exchange, he's offering to answer questions about his ties to Russia. Flynn was fired from his job as President Trump's first national security advisor after it was disclosed that he misled the vice president about a conversation he had had with the Russian ambassador to the U.S. during the transition. Well, later today, President Trump will sign an executive order aimed at cracking down on trade abuses. It comes a week before his meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping at his Mar-a-Lago, Florida estate. China is the largest source of the massive U.S. trade deficit. And SpaceX taking a giant leap in cutting the cost of traveling to space for the first time ever yesterday. It successfully launched and landed a recycled rocket. The Falcon 9 blasted off from Florida's Kennedy Space Center carrying a broadcasting satellite. SpaceX plans to launch up to 6 reused boosters this year. It's a big day. We should have a lot of volatility. It's end of the week, it's the end of the month, and it is the end of the first quarter. And on this final day, Dow futures down 39, NASDAQ futures down 10. Nicole?
Thanks, Lauren. Well, President Trump vowing a fierce fight against the Freedom Caucus in the wake of the Obamacare repeal failure, even calling out Republican lawmakers by name. Will the strategy work, and can the president regain control of his agenda? We go right to Jay Chabria right now, former advisor to Governor John Kasich, managing director of public affairs for Mercury. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
So will the Freedom Caucus get on board, or will the president, as he said, say, look, you're not going to work with me, I'll go right to the Democrats to get support? What do you think of that?
So I think this is a really hard sell, and here's why. Last night on Facebook here in Ohio, I saw a message posted by a lot of the leaders of the Freedom, the backers of the Freedom Caucus, Tea Party supporters, conservatives, this coalition that really came together, held their nose, and voted for Donald Trump because they believed he was the right guy. And they're starting to question that when he starts to attack Freedom Caucus members. It was a very respectful email, but I've seen this movie before, and this is how it starts. He's got to be really careful to not antagonize that coalition of voters, because they're going to be really important to his legislative agenda going forward.
Jay, but Congressman Labrador reminding the president that the Freedom Caucus was on his side. In a tweet, he said, "We stood with you when others ran. Remember who your real friends are. We're just trying to help you succeed."
Right. And this is the challenge of the House. This is the challenge of getting legislation through. Look, in my opinion, the president's really got to start plowing the field, start making the case for why some of these big agenda items are important and what the American people are going to get out of it. They didn't do this with health care reform. They didn't tell people why this plan was the right plan. So now all of a sudden the pressure is not exerted on the Freedom Caucus or on the moderates, whoever you're looking at. They've got to start doing that. And tax reform is going to be another quagmire. They have not plowed the field there yet, and they need to make sure they start doing that before they start going into these big legislative fights. And it's going to take time, it's going to take effort, but it's really important to do.
There's a lot of criticism of Paul Ryan throughout all of this. If you were giving the president some advice on this agenda, what would it be?
Well, I think he needs to get some legislative wins. He's done a lot of stuff with executive actions. The Gorsuch pick is a fantastic pick. This trade issue might start to get him back on track with some of the voters that are disillusioned because they feel that they're getting a raw deal. He's got to get some legislative wins. And what I would say is go to infrastructure. Forget tax reform right now. That's a quagmire. You pick winners and losers. Congressman X loses something in his district when you change something in the tax code, and when you tinker with that, Congressman Y loses something. So it's really hard to get true tax reform. It's really important to do, but hard to get done. Go to something that you can win. Go to this trade issue, and then also go to some infrastructure bills. I think those are places you can start winning, and then you can start building momentum.
He's tackling trade today. We expect executive orders. Maybe infrastructure, yes, but wouldn't this increase the budget? The CBO out with a report saying the national debt on track to double in the next 3 decades. Quickly, Jay.
Yeah,
sorry.
look, I'm for a balanced budget amendment. I think we really need to look at that too. Obviously, policy-wise, that we can have that debate. I'm talking about trying to get him political momentum.
Got it.
He's for a strategy. He's for higher infrastructure costs. He's been very clear on that. He's for building a wall. That's going to cost a lot of money. But those are places you can go and you can get wins. And he needs to do that if he's going to get his legislative agenda unstalled.
And he's also a master at rebuilding that political momentum. Jay Chabria,
that's true.
Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thanks, Jay. Coming up, March Madness comes to a head. We're going to run down the unusual Final Four matchups and why did